Bright Cutie. Every student matters.
Hello everyone. Let's start our new topic of chapter number 1, that is Rise of Nationalism in Europe. So the next topic here is portrayal of a nation. Now before this students, we were talking about the movement in Hungary that took place in the year 1848 and later on. Then we saw about the dual monarchy there, correct? Here, this is entirely a different topic. Now, what do we see in this topic? Here we are going to understand how the nation was personified or portrayed as a female figure. So, what happened during the 18th and the 19th centuries? During this period, the artists, they began portraying the nation as a female figure or personifying the nation. Now this might be a new term for you. Have you heard this term, that is personification? Now you might have learned about this in your English subject, right? So in the figures of speech. Here personification or personifying, it means that treating as if it was a real person. So the nation here was now portrayed as a real person and they chose the female figure to portray the nation. This happened during the 18th and the 19th centuries. So here we are going to see what female figures were used in order to portray a nation. Now this whole idea was to give an abstract idea of a nation in concrete form. Now there are two terms for you. The first one is abstract and the second term is concrete. Now what do we understand by these two terms here? Abstract here, it means existing as an idea or in our thoughts. Now when we are talking about an abstract idea, it means that we are talking about something that is just like an idea. It's a thought, right? It is not in a physical form, but we can say that ideas like liberty, freedom, equality, justice, all these are the abstract ideas. But on the contrary, there is a new term for you, that is concrete. Now the term concrete, it means taking a physical form or existing in the physical form. Quite different and totally opposite of abstract idea. Now are you understanding the thought here? So what happened? All these artists who personified the nation or portrayed the nation as a female figure, they wanted to give an abstract idea of a nation in the concrete form. So the ideas like justice, liberty, freedom, equality, all these were now shown in the physical form through the female figure. So this was happening during this period. Now before talking about France and Germany, I would like to take the example of Bharat Mata. Now students, you know that our country India is definitely and all the time represented as Bharat Mata. So can you now see the link here? That in 18th-19th centuries, the artists in Europe, they were personifying the nation. And after that, even in our country India, our nation was personified as Bharat Mata. So it was shown as this female figure. To do what? To show unity of our country. So these were some of the images that were promoted in our country. Now it is now easy for you to relate, right? The whole topic becomes easy to relate now when we are talking about our own country. Now getting back to the topic here. Let's talk about France, as in what female figure was used to show or personify France. So French nation was portrayed as Marianne. Yes, Marianne was a Christian name. Now, one more thing that I would like to point out here is that all these female figures, they were not related to any specific women. So it was a general figure, right? That was to show any abstract idea. So here, Marian was French nation was portrayed as Marian, and three things were used here in order to show unity and liberty. Two abstract ideas that were shown through this female figure Marian: liberty and unity. So red cap was used, tricolor was used, and the cockade was used. As you can see in the image, the tricolor, the cockade, and the red cap, as we can't see in the image. But all these images of Marian, they were now kept or erected in the public spaces to remind people and show them that they were united and to show the idea of liberty. So these are the symbols of liberty, and they were displayed to promote unity there. Now this is how the feeling or the spirit of nationalism was spread in France. In Germany, Germania was the allegory of the German nation. Again, a new term here for you, but it is not new because we have learned the meaning here. It means that when any abstract idea is shown through a person, that can be male or female, right? So here, when we are talking about the 18th-19th centuries, we see that the artists, they were using the female figure, and Germany was now shown, or Germania, it became the allegory of the German nation. Here you can see, this is one image of Germania. Now she wore a crown of oak leaves. Now what does this oak leaf signify? It stood for heroism. The painting was prepared by Philip Witt for the 1848 Frankfurt Parliament. Now, do you remember the revolution of 1848? We have already learnt about it, correct? So, when we were talking about the unification of Germany, there we learnt about the Frankfurt Parliament and the revolution that took place in Germany in the year 1848. So, this image of Germania, it was drawn by the famous artist here whose name was Philip Witt, and this was to be hung in the parliament there. And she wore the oak leaves. As you can see, this is the oak leaves. She is taking the flag and she is holding a sword here. Quite important. Another portrait of Germania was painted in 1860 by Lawrence Classic. Now, there were different interpretations of different artists, right? So, there was another portrait of Germania. In this image, Germania is up and alert with a sword in her hand that showed guarding the Rhine. Here, look at this image. This female figure, again referred as Germania, she was up and erect. She was quite alert here. And also, she is holding this sword. Now, what does this signify? That she is guarding the Rhine. Now, why the term Rhine has been used here? Have you any idea? So, this term Rhine, it was a river flowing, or it flows through Germany. Now, this is the river, the Rhine river that flows through Germany. So, basically to show that she is protecting the whole German nation. So, the change came under the leadership of Otto von Bismarck, who brought back the glory to Germany and unified Germans. So, this is how the whole idea or the spirit of nationalism was shown through the female figure in France and Germany, and later on we will also learn about our country, India. Now, let's get to our exercise section here. In short answer type question, you have a question that says, what were the names given to the two allegorical representations of France and Germany. Now this is a short answer question. You have to write the answer in short, but definitely you have to give some extra points here. So you know the names by now. We already learned about Marianne in France. Now this was a famous Christian name and she represented what? She represented liberty and unity. Likewise, in Germany, Germania was the allegory of the German nation there, right? And she was represented by two artists. One was Philip Wieck. She is wearing oak leaves that stood for heroism. And another was Lawrence. He also showed up and basically he showed Germania as up and erect guarding the Rhine, right? So these were some of the allegorical representations of France and Germania. So in few points that I've mentioned here, you can mention it in your answer. That would be your complete answer to this question. Thank you.